Hello everybody, this is TonTon here, and today I have a brand new figure to show you. This is Transformer Earthrise Commander class Skylynx. So because this is a Commander class, so this review will be pretty long, so I'm gonna go into each individual mode of Skylynx. And to begin with, this is the base form, which is what I received with the figures. This is the shadow mode with the platform underneath. So before we go into details, I'm gonna mention that this mode looks okay for the shadows, but for the platform underneath, I think this is a little bit of a stretch because we all see this is a lion. But despite of that, I pretty enjoy this mode because this mode looks great in my opinion, because it shows us the actual figures, which is the highlight is the shadow, how white it is, and how many details it had up on the whole body. So let's get to details. So this part is only the platform and the shadow. This chain effect here, it doesn't work. You flip it up, you see that two sets of wheels here. These are the one that make the figure rolls. To unclip, to remove the shadow, what you want to do is to pull this plug, pull it, and simply remove it like that. To put it back, remember you have to put this tab here directly into this hole right here like this, pull it all the way through and then clip it. But in the case you don't do it correct, the figures will be like this, they are not attached at all. So now to do it correctly, you want to take this and pull this all the way through and then lock it. That way it stays secure. Size comparison wise, this is with Deluxe class Earthrise Wheeljack. Here he is with Leader class Earthrise Optimus. As you can see, with Optimus on his own, he's a Voyager class figures, but with the trailers attached, he will be the size of a Leader figures. This is Skylynx next to another Commander class size figure, which is Jetfire. So as you can see, Jetfire is a lot bigger than Skylynx. It is due to the design of the figures. But then again, in my opinion, Skylynx has a wider proportion to Jetfire because he's not as stretched. The transformation is actually more neat because with Jetfire we can see that this is the whole figure lying down. This is Skylynx with another figures, also has a shadow alternate mode, which is the Leader class Astro Train. So as you can see, with the platform underneath, Skylynx looks a lot bigger, but if you remove it, then they are on the similar size to each other. This is the shuttle, and first we have the word NASA here, we have the Autobots logo, and we have this line here say Magnificency. So this is Skylynx's nickname in the G1 comic, cartoon, my bad. And the overall shape of the shuttle is pretty good, and you have a lot of details here and there. Let me show you. Yeah, a lot of details, so you might want to panel line them if you are a panel line guys. I'm gonna keep the figures this way. The cockpit has a gold paint on it, which is really nice, that highlights. This will be the eye of Skylynx, so it stay with the original material. You also have a lot of gold details here, and on this fin, this back section can be opened up to reveal what I believe is the energy panel or the cargo. I'm not sure, I'm not a space scientist. But anyway, this is a good shadow mode. This is a good alternate mode. Up on paint wise, you have a little bit of white here, and you have some gray area at this section, also at the fin section, and up on the back you have some gray area as well. I really enjoy that paint. It highlights the wings and the fin of the ship, the shuttle. Flip it back, as you can see in the bottom, you have a lot more painted details of that same shade of gray. I believe this is like ceramics or something. I did some googling about space shuttle, so I have more materials to talk to you guys about. And this is the thruster. As you can see, there are 5 thruster here. So the 2 subs one and 3 main one. These three hole can all be attached to the effect parts that comes with the figures, and actually there are a lot of them. So I'm gonna show you some example. For example, this is the effect parts. Actually, you can combine them into any way you want, but it simply plugs in here to represent the thrust of the thruster. So that is a good point of this line, is that they include a lot of effect parts into the figures itself, so you get more option of displaying the figures instead of just posing it. Now you can have more dynamic poses or diorama and everything. So we also have 3 landing gears, one at the front. To open that, you flip this back, 2 on each, 1 on each wing, flip it, and it can stand like that. About this carriage, to be honest, to me there are nothing too special about it. About this carriage, for the sake of simplicity, I'm not going to the details of it because there are nothing too much to say. So I'm gonna skip ahead to transformation right now so you can see. First, I want to remove this 2 pieces over here. This here, I'm gonna remove them. I'm gonna flip the whole thing around. At this point, there's this tab here, you want to untap it. And this goes for the whole 4 legs. I'm gonna bring it back, put it down like this. Then I'm gonna rotate this section right here and put them down like this into this position. The second thing, the same thing, just like that. And we are like halfway through this transformation already. Now I want to bring up these 2 pieces, bring it down like that. Then I'm gonna split open the whole section. After splitting it, I want to bring this leg up, bring up the feet, rotate the leg. The second one, untap, bring it up, bring up the feet, just rotate. And now for the final steps. First you want to bring about down this panel like that. This as well. This panel here, what you want to do is to bring it up, turn this out, position it like that, set it aside like this. And this platform here, the way, bring it down. And there's this rail here. I want to position it like this. And this 2 piece, want to stay like that. And the other just plug in right here. So if you see this 2P port right here and this will be the connecting point for the shuttle. So as you see, the thruster 1, 2, 3. This is also 1, 2, 3. So to connect it, as per the image of the Hasbro, open this out. Want to plug this in carefully because it's kind of easy to fall out, to be honest with you. Plug it in and put the ladder here, and here we go. This is the second form of this figure, which is the launching base for the shuttle. And to be honest, the shuttle in this mode stays the same except for the open hatch onto the top of the shuttles. And other than that, you all can see that the platform underneath, the transportation platform, is just spread open out to form the launching part. So what I like about this mode is the details of the connecting part, which we all know that is the point of the Earthrise line. But I will go into that in specific later. Other than that, we can see that this mode is another scratch in order to make this figure able to transform into 5 different modes. Nothing too special on that, and I will go to the details right now. At this mode, to me, this is more of a diorama than a actual figure. So if I'm gonna use this figure as like the main diorama for some Photoshop, this is the one I'm using, because as you can see, they have the connection port of the Earthrise line right here. And one more thing is this venting thing, the fan. They are more of a mechanical detail displaying for drama. So in order to give you an example, I'm gonna bring in a deluxe class size figure of Cliff Jumper and put it right here for you to imagine, so you can see this is clearly a very good diorama piece. Upon the details of the base, If you look closely here, you see this part is hollow, so they are suitable to put some smaller figures like some minicons or weapons onto it. So this is a pretty smart carriage, because I think you can even store the effect parts of Skylynx up on here. So I'll give you an example. I have a couple of effect parts right here. I'm gonna try to put them in to the inside him, and as you can see, they're completely fit. So this is a pretty good accessory storage of the figures. For the sake of simplicity and to save myself from transforming this piece in front of the camera, I'm gonna bring him back to the carriage mode right now. To transform the carriage onto the Lynx, first you want to untap the whole 4 pieces like that, the same as the base here. Then you want to bring out this feet and then position it, and then there's this part here. You extend the chest so it looks, the beast look more beefy. Same goes with this part here. Bring it out, rotate it. The back section here as well, this is basically the same sequence, because this is for identical joints. Just re-rotate this thigh armor so it looks more beefy, like I said. Again, nothing to measure here. Then you want to flip out the tails. You come back here, 1 tail, 2 tails, and you come to the front and open out this piece like that, and bring out the whole head section like that, and close it, and we're done. This is the 3rd form of Skylynx. I think this is the Lynx part. So this is supposed to be a lion or a 4-legged animals with 2 tails, and I gotta say, this is my favorite mode of Skylynx so far, because of the proportion. It's really nice, and I think this is the first thought of them when they designed the platform. The other transformation of the platform is just a stretch to utilize the gimmicks and joints of this form. And this is a Lynx here, and the first impression of mine to the Lynx, it is the gold color head. This is painted and it looks really great, because it is a highlight of the figures. So instead of just white, gray, blue and red, you have a completely gold color face. That is a really good design. And of course you have the Autobots logo here, and you also have some silver paint up on the whole back. This is the neck here, it's silver paint, silver paint, silver paint. And other than that, the whole feet, the rest of the body is not painted, except for this here. You also have some metal paint here. That is a really good highlight. About the articulation, unfortunately the head can do a up and down like this. It's a hinge, so that is basically everything it can do, but that is basically for transformation. The neck can move a little bit. If you untap this piece, then the neck has a more variety of range for movement. The leg, first it can do a full 360 rotation. This is move all the way out. Let's see, there's a swivel here. This is a mushroom pack, so it actually come off pretty good easily. The elbow can bend. This is double jointed, so it's double jointed. The feet is on the ratchet joint, really good. And last, there's a pivot here and there. So articulation wise, these figures can do a really good job of posing in a 4-legged way, because you got the pivot, so getting him into some dynamic pose will be easy. Really good. The range, and one more thing is, due to the weight of the figures, so the fact that Hasbro gave us the all ratchet joint, it is really nice. Other than that, upon the body you have some holes here, like here, here, here and here, and 2 on the chest. This can be played with the effect parts that comes with the figure. So let me give a new example. So this is a explosive effects. You can plug in right here with that to mimic some battle damage, or you can plug it onto the chest cannon. I think that is what it is. This is supposed to be the double chest cannon. And if you want him like spitting something out, open this. There's a small gun here. And the good things about this effect is they are hollow underneath. so they can be attached really easy onto his mouth for some poses, like he's spitting out some fires. So I'll try it with a bigger set. That, and you can have it spread out. But the problem is the tongue joint is kind of weak, so it will always be bent out like that. But if you want to close it, so it is in a more secure pose, but it doesn't look as good. But I mean, this is your choice to display however you want it. This is MGO reference here. So this is a shadow. So in order to transform the shadow into the bird mode, here's how we do it. First you flip it up, and you want to close all this landing gear like that. Bring out the wings, put it into this position. Same here. Open up this section here and flip out the wings. I'm gonna reverse, so in the back, so you can see. Open out, and this is a hinge here. Bring it all out like that. You have the wings. Now up on the leg, you want to just put it down like this and position it onto the position that can help the figure stand. Really simple. And let's also have a pivot. Same here. So now the figure can stand by itself. Upon finishing, you want to bring out this section like that. Just bring it out. The tail is interesting. The tail is folded neatly inside the back section of the shadow. So you want to just pull them all out like that. Bring up the thruster, and there is the tail. Stand it up like this so you can see it easy. The final component, just pull out the head, bring it up, and then open the mouth. And here we go. This is the shadow transform. I call this the bird mode. And to be more honest, I hate this mode. I mean, like, I love the Skylynx and I love the combination. But this is a stretch because I cannot stand Skylynx has the 2 leg. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna focus on just the 2 leg because that is a specialty of the bird mode. But the other parts I'm gonna focus when I combine the bird with the lynx to form Skylynx. So moving on to the lynx, I'm not gonna say anything much because I want to save them for the combining with into Skylynx. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna focus on just the special part of this mode is the leg. And to me, I hate these legs because they looks like an afterthought. They look really stupid. But then anyway, so about the leg, they are on the pure red, no paint, nothing. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 joint on the leg itself. First you have a bend. The bend is good. Moving up and down. This is from transformation and poses. You have a swivel here. You have a ratchet joint all the way to the back, all the way to the front, and at the end also have another swivel here. So you have 2 swivel. This feet here has 2 joint. One is the up, and this is the ratchet joint, and this is the claw movement, and lastly you have some pivot on the foot. Possibility wise for the feet, it is enough to pose Skylynx in some standing poses and some dynamic aerial poses. It is actually really nice, but because of the shape of the figures, they actually looks like an afterthought, and to me that is kind of sad for this mode because it could have been much more, but instead they just throw it in like this. Because I remember when I first see Skylynx image, I was like, what the, with this feet here, because they don't serve any purpose. Because I'm gonna ask you an honest question: are you guys going to post Skylynx, display Skylynx in this mode? To be honest, and talk to me in the comment section below. I really want to see your opinion. But to me, this is a pass. I'm never gonna display in this mode. And here's the part we are all waiting for: the combination into bird and lynx into Skylynx. And to be honest, this is really simple. All you're gonna do is half transform them back, and you can combine them. So for the lynx, all you're gonna do is to fold back the leg into the shadow mode. That is everything you need to do. Everything you need to do is right here, like that. And here we are done. And up onto the lynx, you want to bring the head down, close it, and you're also done. And to combine them, it's the same as putting the shadow onto the carriage. You would want to pull this pin put this up and like push it really hard up front and lock it into place. And ladies and gentlemen, here we have the Skylynx, which is the shape, the form of this figure that we all want. And what can I say, but this is a very astounding figures. It keeps its G1 spirit, recapturing the design and add to it a lot of modern twists, which is all the details on the surface and everything. So in my opinion so far, this is the best Skylynx figures we have ever got. I wait a lot of third-party figures, and the image of them I will show you in a minute. And let's get to the details of this mode. To say about this form of Skylynx, I'm gonna put back to the details as that I supposed to say in the bird mode, but I'm gonna save it for now. And first, I love this transformation. The idea of hiding the whole neck inside the shadow is really smart, because first, it creates the sake of simplicity for the figures, but then it also kept the spirit of the figures, the characters, the long neck, and other than that, the head is really nice with the teeth. This is a completely G1 accurate figures, which we are seeing right now with all the Earthrise line. They give it the figures a modern twist, but try their best to keep the G1 spirit of the figures. Of that I really enjoy. Up onto the head, this is the neck with all the articulation on it. So you have one joint here, one here, one here, one here, and a ball joint here. So you can see there's a ball joint. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 joints at the neck. So it can do the tilt, the rotation. But unfortunately, one thing that I really, and there one more thing, this 2 joint has the vertical joint, so it actually can pose this like that and put it down like that. Of that I really enjoy, because with the figures at this shape, the thing that gives the figure its characteristic, its dimension will be the neck, and they did a really good job creating this neck here. And also, as the same with the Lynx head, there's a tongue and has a gun, which can also be attached by one of the effects part, like that. But it seems like with the Lynx head design, so like the mouth is smaller, but with the bird mode, the mouth is much bigger, so it holds in the pose perfectly, and that is what I really enjoy about this. Next up is the wing. The wing here is really interesting because they made a kind of feathery looks. They made a kind of feathery looks to it. So in contrast with the wings of the shadow mode, which is mechanical and created from steel plate, at this you have a lot more like feathery texture here. So that is really interesting. The second thing I want to talk about is the joint of the wings. They have a lot of joint. First you have this joint here that can move up and down. This joint can bend. This is a rotation joint over here. And then the wings can articulate itself, but that is more due to transformation. So the good thing about the transformation gimmicks they can apply onto the wings is that it gives you the chance to do a variety of poses. So in the case you have a big enough action base, that can hold this figure, you can pose him flying. If not, you can pose him simply having the wings like that. Otherwise, you can do a lot of things like hanging his wing. Oh, my bad. Sorry, this is also a mushroom joint. I don't see the point of using too many mushroom joint here. The leg is also interesting. It creates from 1, 2, 3 different parts. 4 if you count the tips as well. Here, I'm gonna bring it to this side so you see more clearly, like that. That is much better. So 4 parts, and this is all double jointed. So I really enjoy this because, like I said, the transformation gimmick is really smart. By hiding out the wings up on folding or everything neatly inside this, you can get a shadow fin, but also hiding the wings. But on transformation, you can put it down, put this back, and on actual animals, the tails are always at the bottom side of their back. So that is really good about autonomous and the detail as well. Other than that, the wings can just flip up and down. Nothing too special about that because they are only wings, and to be honest, you don't care about that much about wings at all. As for the accessories, why this figure only comes with this bunch of effect parts. So there are 18 in total. So you can recreate a lot of dynamic poses, even if you use for Skylynx or the figures. So that is your option of displaying. Me, however, I really enjoy this because up on before we only have Bandai's effect parts, but they are not compatible with every figures available. So this is a really good option. So about my thought on Skylynx, there was this one man used to say to me like this: upon every collection, you always need a unique piece that is not on the shape of any other piece. So it is to be the centers, the highlight of your collections. So that is my thought on Skylynx. Will be a good add-up. So like you have this whole bunch of two-legged transformer with heads and everything, but now you have a dragon-like shaped like creatures like this. That's a really interesting add-ups to the collection. Added the unique parts of the design and everything. I highly recommend this figure. So what do you think of this figure? Be sure to comment on the comment section below and tell me about that. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for upcoming videos and follow me on Instagram. That is where I do most of my updates and communicating. And be sure to send me a message or comment below your thoughts on this Skylynx figures. And that will be it for today, my friend. I'll see you later.